11 states, including Texas, that use partisan judicial elections where the party labels appear on the ballot. And Texas was one of the earliest states that really saw an influx of money and kind of heightened politicization around these elections in a way that now we're seeing across the country. I'd love to hear your reflections on being an elected judge, what that's like, what kinds of pressures that pose. Like, there's a certain tension, right, where courts are supposed to at times be anti-majoritarian, and yet judges are trying, need to, by virtue of standing for election, appeal to a majority. How do you grapple with that pressure, or that tension?
Well, done right, a judicial election can be a teachable moment. You can go into groups and they want you to rule a certain way in cases, and you explain to them why you can't promise to do that and why that would be bad, and why you certainly don't want somebody promising to go the other way to win the election. You want to hire somebody who keeps an open mind and tries to apply the law as it is. But the partisan label does, complicates that job in a way. I mean, certainly you get a captive audience if you're running on a party. I suppose independent candidates for judges would be lucky to get 3 or 4 people in a room during a campaign. I don't know. But you get a larger group. And as I understand it, the public has become less accommodating to that message. What in my day, age vote is now being regarded as a dodge. I haven't had a contested election since 2002, so these are just rumors. But I do think it's getting more difficult, and I think this party label, again, just puts more duty on us to behave in such a way. Chief of the San Antonio Court can explain that. Behave in a way that helps people understand the radically different function between the popular branches and the judiciary.
If I can get 2 sides of this question. So one, let me start with the criticism of the court. We were all elected, there are statewide elections. And the 3 most important, in my view, factors on whether you win a statewide election for justice or chief justice in Texas. Number 1, it's what party do you belong to? What party, Republican or Democrat? There's not been a Democrat to win in Texas since the 1990s statewide election. Now, when you think about it, should that make the difference between, there are great Democratic judges, great Republican judges. Just by the virtue of being a Republican, does that make you a better judge, wiser, more hardworking? Not necessarily. That's number 1. What's the other, the next most important thing? It's the sound of your name. Jefferson, that's a good name on a ballot. Thanks to mom and dad. Okay, that's great. But there were judges who lost because they didn't have the right kind of name. That is insane. You wouldn't choose a doctor by the sound of their name. The third most important is how much money you can raise. How good are you at raising money? That has nothing to do with how you decide. So on the one hand, that's, to me, the bad part of it. The other side of it is, I should be accountable to the people. I'm not smarter and I'm not better just because I'm a judge. And if I'm doing a bad job, shouldn't the people have the chance to say, we want somebody else? Accountability. And so these are the tensions that are in play in the way I see it.
Yeah, and just 2 other things. You do have to, the party matters. And it's different what part of the state you're running in. So if you're running for statewide position on the Supreme Court or Court of Criminal Appeals, Texas is red. So you've got to run on the Republican ticket and you're not going to get elected. If you want to be a judge in Houston or Dallas or San Antonio, at least up until the last election,